And that was all I could come up with. And now we know how he spends his days.
SpongeBob?
Hi, how are you?
Hello friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up if you would please. Today we're diving back into r/NeckbeardStories, but actually, it does come from the Neckbeard Stories subreddit. You thought that I was gonna say it comes from r/ReddX reads, but not this time. This has been requested by 2 or 3 different people. It is the Journey to Reform a Neckbeard series. 5 parts, all posted. This was put up 4 months ago, so I guess I'm a little late getting to it. I know Moonhorse has covered it already, if you haven't seen those interpretations, but as usual, I give my own little spin. Who knows what kind of side stories and tangents we'll get into when I start reading a Neckbeard story. You always gotta put your own little je ne sais quoi into it, And I think that's why it's so fun to listen to different stories, even ones I've already heard before, because people put their own spin on it. Like Walter Fate was reading the Weezybeard saga, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty sweet, He does it much differently than I do. There's room for all of us to live our dreams, is what I'm saying, and I dream of cringe every day, every night, so that's what we're gonna do. We'll get some plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some of this Neckbeard Stories cringe. My Journey to Reform a Neckbeard, Part 1. Oh my god, it's a wholesome beard story. Maybe a happy ending, but not in a weird way. Welcome, user A Random Teacher. Hello, everyone. I am but a humble teacher here to tell a story. What do you teach? Life lessons? I recently found YouTubers like Fun with Failure, Hellfreezer, and Vinci, and decided to make this Reddit account to tell this story. Well, who's missing from this list? What's going on here? There's no accounting for taste, I guess. Although, I did get mentioned in the comments. Not that I'm, offended or something when I don't get the name drop, but I really do like when I get the name drop. Hopefully you're lurking on the channel now, user A Random Teacher. And if you're not, then yeah, I hope that my reading of your story will spur you to do so. Anyways, also, if anyone can point me to another Reddit YouTuber, I would love to watch them. Oh my god, I know! Yeah, I might know some Reddit YouTubers. We don't need to do the plug. It's fine. We're already doing it. We're here. Ooh, deep breath. But anyways, here today, we have the story of the journey that I went on to reform a neckbeard, who is currently one of my closest friends. Well, good. That bodes well for the ending. It's not going to turn out like Osgood. That was not a good to reform a neckbeard story. If you haven't seen it already, maybe look it up if you think you're ready. I decided to tell this story because all the stories that I was hearing about neckbeards were so negative and depressing that I needed to spread a little bit of joy. Yes, this will be my sanctuary series, I do suppose. I'll be like, oh, Unfortunately, that was horrible. Now we could go back and read something that makes me feel kind of good. And the Unfortunately OP, Greenie, was actually one of the people that suggested this to me. So yeah, here we are, taking a little break from the sad times and the depressing times. Although I do kind of like that too, on certain days. December's just a really difficult month for me, honestly. Birthday, Christmas, family on the other side of the world. Like, yeah, it's weird. But we ain't gonna go there right now. Now, of course, there will be some cringe. But yeah, that is to be expected from a beard story. Oh, delicious cringe. But enough of that. It is time to introduce the characters. ROP, call him Teach. At the time, your standard college fook boy and a former high school weirdo. Slightly overweight, but super into lifting weights due to playing football in high school. Also into nerdy things, which of course is how I met the beard in question. Yeah, it's always good to lift, bro. Only thing I really lift is my fat ass off the computer chair to go get a Red Bull, but you're doing great. I should really get back into the gym. Maybe after the holidays. We've got Ed, of course, who is the beard. A very overweight, typical neckbeard. I named him Ed for his use of quotes from Ed, Edd, and Eddy. If you know, you know. You're the son of a goat herder, or something like that.
Rolf was the son of a shepherd. Now Rolf is the posterior of a duck.
Rolf is the only person worth quoting from Ed, Edd, and Eddy. We also went to high school together, but didn't really talk much. He had all of the neckbeard tendencies. So kind of like the stealth beard OP. They made friends during college, kind of knew each other in high school, but not really. I will, of course, be quite interested to see how deep his neckbeard tendencies go. And so, our story begins in the year of our Lord, 2017. I had just graduated from community college and had finally begun attending a 4-year college. In the fall of my freshman year, my persona as a fook boy had begun to develop. Apparently being quiet, strong, and slightly good-looking makes all the ladies interested. Oh yeah, little self-flex in there. But enough ego stroking. Time to get into the story. At least he acknowledges it, I guess. I don't understand how that's relevant to anything, but I guess it'll come into play, I hope. So, I'm sitting in the student center, trying to do some homework, and then I feel the entire booth shake as someone tries to sit opposite of me. It's Ed.
Hey, I don't know if you remember me, but we went to school together.
OP? Oh yeah, I remember. Didn't we used to play Yu-Gi-Oh at lunch? Ed?
Yeah, how you been, man?
I thought you said you didn't really talk too much. You just played Yu-Gi-Oh? It was like a strictly dueling type of relationship? I think you were closer to this dude than you want to admit, OP. We started doing some back and forth and catching up. All the while, I'm trying not to make a face at his smell. Unbrushed teeth, unwashed socks, he was wearing Crocs. He smelled of sweat and poop. And we can't forget the Axe body spray attempting to cover up this melange of disgusting smells because, of course, yeah, that totally works every time. Don't cover up your own pheromones. Embrace your smell. That's how you get all the ladies. And then the lady at the counter calls his number and Ed goes up to get his food. This man comes back with, and I shit you not, 2 orders of chicken tenders, fries, and a lot of that good old honey musty. I mean, I could smash down 2 orders of chicken tenders pretty easy too, but yeah, I'm a big boy and getting bigger. I just stare at this man as he scarfs down this feast of beardery. You ever see someone so out of shape that they sweat when they eat? Not recently, thank God. Yeah, that was this guy. He was stuffing his face with fried food and trying to talk at the same time about
what he had been doing since high school
and
how awesome I was for getting all the bitches.
I did not, in fact, have all of the bitches. Just some. Yes, indeed. Being a womanizer. Very admirable. I'm sure there's some people out there that dig it, but yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. I was getting sick of his smells and the general sight of this beard, so I bolted out of there. He then comes to find me a little bit later in a different building and sits by me once again. Ed.
Hey, man. Can I talk to you?
OP. What's up? Ed.
How do you talk to people?
You're doing it right now. OP. What do you mean? Ed.
I want to make new friends because I don't have any. You seem to be so good with people, and you're my only friend. Can you help me not be terrible with people?
Alright, sure, yeah. It all starts with a shower. So get in there, brush your teeth, come on back, and then we can start. I started feeling bad for this man. I mean, we were friends back in high school, and he never did anything that bad outside of some minor creeping on women, which is kind of gross, depending on how hefty that creeping was. So I decide that I was going to help this man. OP, well, just talk about things that you like. Who knows, you might find something that you have in common with people. So I invited him to hang out with a couple of my friends at the student night later on. So the time comes and we're about to head to the event. When I go to pick him up, he's wearing a fedora, spiky leather bracelets, and a leather jacket. Hey, that's pretty cool, but you lose the fedora. I totally dig the punk vibe though. Is 30 too old to be wearing spike bracelets? I think not. And a good leather jacket, I mean, that's timeless. Come on, especially if it's a nice one. OP, no, you aren't wearing that. I said I would help you, and help starts with you not looking like a teenage edgelord. Go change, Ed.
But it makes me look tough.
He's got a point. OP, dude, just go change. I'm not taking you out in public like this. You want to get made fun of? Now call it a hot take if you want, but I'm of the opinion that confidence comes from within. Changing your clothes and doing all this stuff is not going to make anybody perceive him any differently, especially if you didn't advise him to shower already. That's probably the one biggest hurdle. He needs to smell not disgusting. If he's got the balls to wear some spike bracelets, if it makes him feel more confident, then I'd say, yeah, let him do it. Who's going to judge you for that? Really, what's most important is that you're comfortable in your own skin. And then the social anxiety starts to unravel and you're like, okay, I feel like I could talk to some people now. So while I guess it's nice that OP has agreed to help out, in my opinion, this is going completely ass backwards. Just have him go hang out with the punk or goth kids. Oh wait, they're going to a student night. There's definitely no punk or goth kids. Maybe OP does have the right idea after all. You know me, I'm just talking out the side of my neck as usual. He eventually does go to his room and he changes. He still smells terrible, and I tell him bluntly about the smell. Oh, God bless. He goes into his room, showers, and changes clothes. He comes out smelling better, but of course, this isn't quite enough. He then pulls out a can of Axe body spray and begins to spray basically half of the can onto himself. Well, at least he showered, so that's progress, I guess. Did he brush his teeth? Why does he still smell terrible? Doesn't a shower heal all wounds? Maybe he's just festered for far too long. He has a fungal growth somewhere that needs to get taken care of. Anyways, we finally head to the event. Things are going well, and a couple of girls come to sit with the four of us. And this makes Ed very nervous, as talking with women is not his strong point. He gets quiet and starts thinking. I could tell by the way that he placed his hands on his face. Now, warning, what he says next honestly sounds fake, but I kid you not, this is exactly what he said. Ed?
So, do you guys like hentai?
Oh, God. Oh, good try, Ed. Not quite. It is a thing that he likes, I'm sure.
Oh boy, my favorite seat.
God, that's classic. Everyone gets quiet and just stares at this man for a few seconds. Ed then begins to frantically ramble on about
how sorry he was, and he doesn't know why he said that.
Everyone at the table then begins laughing at him and making fun of him. He then starts crying and runs off. I run after him and find him in a different building crying by himself. Aw, Ed, you almost had it. The spike bracelets and the leather jacket would have made all the difference. He probably would have felt confident enough to just stay quiet, play the cool, quiet, tough guy. That's basically always the move to make if you can't find something to say. You can't really force a conversation. It's only gonna turn out awkward, but I guess this is something that must be learned in time. OP says, dude, are you okay? Ed,
You don't need to be here. I'm just gonna screw it up again.
OP, so why did you say that? Ed,
You told me to talk about things I liked.
I called it. Oh, that's wonderful.
And that was all I could come up with.
And now we know how he spends his days.
SpongeBob?
Hi, how are you?
OP, yeah, but that obviously means, like, talk about sports or something socially acceptable. Porn is not acceptable. You didn't clarify any of this. It's like computer programming. You gotta be very specific with what you're telling this dude. Ed,
I'm sorry. I have autism and social things are hard for me. I can't.
OP cuts him off. You aren't gonna do that with me. You said some dumb shit and that happens. So what? You take your lumps and you learn for next time. I'm not gonna let you use autism as an excuse for you doing dumb crap. If you want to grow, you'll have to learn these things. I said that I'd help you, but if you're gonna pout and make excuses, then I'm not gonna waste my time. You know where my room is if you come to your senses. But leave this self-pitying bullcrap at the door. Now, some of you might think that was harsh, but I've learned that you can't coddle people. You need to be blunt with them if you ever want them to get the message and actually change their behavior. So I wait and wonder if perhaps I was too hard on Ed, but then there's a knock at my door. Ed,
You were right, man.
OP, we can work on this together. Plus, don't worry about it too much. Half the people at the event were high anyways, so I doubt any of them will even remember. What kind of place is this? We then talk some more and play some Fortnite until about midnight. And this is where our story ends for now. Join me next time when I venture into the belly of the beard, if this story gets some interest. And until next time, readers. I mean, the little bit of humble bragging that happened in the story, that's the sort of thing that sticks in my craw pretty quick. But OP did manage to win some points back when he told the Beardo, like, look, your autism is not an excuse. And that is 100% correct. You get diagnosed with disorders and things so you can learn how to combat or correct what's going on within that disorder. You don't just use it as a shield for your crappy behavior, which is exactly what this beard was planning on doing. And OP's like, nope, not today. And yeah, I mean, it might seem harsh on the surface, but I think OP's just trying to determine if this dude is wasting his time or not. You know, I'll leave the door open. If you're really determined to do this, come on through. And Ed decided that he's really determined because people have to want to change. OP is right that, you know, you need to be blunt with them in order to send the message to them. But at the end of the day, it's them who has to change their behavior. They need to make a conscious decision, and it seems like Ed has made it. I just hope that we don't end up with a Laogra appearing in part 2, because then I'll just drop the story completely. I'm like, all right, can't do it. I'm done. But I don't think that's what's going to happen based on what I've heard about this story thus far. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know if you'd like to hear some more. I'm sure it'll come along eventually because World War Weeb seems to have stopped. So we need another series to slot in here. And it seems to me like this one is a good one. Gives me a little reprieve, a little wholesomeness for the holidays. And, you know, between the cringe miss songs, maybe that's what we all need. I'm not quite sure, but I do hope you'll let me know. I hope that you guys will share the video around, you know, sub if you haven't, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff that goes on. We've also got links in the description, playlists and plugs and podcasts, and the most important plug of all, Mr. and Mrs. ReddX, mine and my wife's channel. We are posting r/praying mantis content on there at least, you know, 2 or 3 times a week. And it makes my wife happy to read the comments and see the views, so go show her some love. I would appreciate that. I want her happy because I love her, and I'm sure you give her one video and you'll fall in love with her too. But you can't have her, she's mine. We've also got my social media links in the description. Twitter, Discord, Facebook. Come on through, say hello. I would appreciate that. We've also got my Patreon and my gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous patrons. Yes, indeed. I'd like to thank them all as I do every video. So thank you, Jerry much.
Robert Waits, Logan Wolf, River Jerry, Conrad Ingy, Captain Cloud Jerry, Hong Kong, Aaron W, Twisted Child, Cinema Susie, Danny, Jerry, Nerdnick, Forald Lang Sign, Fire Drake, Giggle Jerry, Hee Hee, Ayuri, the most different Jerry spelling, Jari, the pirate. God, gets me every time. Livingston loves Jerry, so does ReddX, Rogue, Silent Revolver, Magdalene Marshall Thornrose, the OG, Jerry, Becca, Jerish Kitsune, Satori, 211 Jerry, the return of Jerry, a Jerry, a Juggling Jerry's, a crusty Carconian Cade. I love that too. There's so much alliteration. Alunia, Althea Blue, Anunnaki, Assassin Pug Jerry, Atheist Jerry, he's so euphoric, Grizzly, Bailey Joy, Bearded Jerry, watch out for that guy, Bitch Gremlin, Blade the Hero, Blameless Fish, Blip Bloop Jerry, but Jerry, it's cold outside, Camille Sarah, Commander Jerry Tank, Deltarune Jerry, Dennis Dayton, Dinosaur Nightlight, Disposable Waifu, Aaron Lennox, Frozen Over Studios, Gypsy, Adrian BR, Heathcliff, Itchy Nuts, just scratching bro, Pimp named Jay Crisp, yes you have to say the whole thing, JM Coon, Jennifer Schaefer, Jerry Big Nuts, aka Mr. J, Jerry Blacktail, Jerry the Lady Dix, Jerry the Small Jerry to the other Jerrys, ooh, Jerry the Outlaw Mother Trucker, honk honk, John Hero, John Jerry Jingleheimer Schmidt. Welcome to the fold, my friend. That name is my name too. Jolly Black Jerry, Simboofacus if your boofing is free, K Jerry W Kajow, Crewhee, Miss Monday, Lord Lino, Jack's Rule, Melgar the Destroyer, Natari, Nightmare Jerry, Origami Jerry Steve, congrats on the marriage, Panda Prince Jerry, Phantom of the Pines, Jerry Kinson, Jerry Beth, Rose Jerry Miller, TSM Kirby, Safe Spaces Hate Satire, Sarita the Lolita, Sarita Dash, Staples aka Jerry Yeet, Stephanie Goodner, Synaptic Boomstick, Brilliant Tamago, Tato Ferret, Teddy the Police, Tensa Monster, the one too fusky, Tom, but it's the Jerry on the inside that counts, Church, Treeberg, Vigilante Justice. Viking Jerry! We're getting worried. Marble Jerry's been missing for a month, and the roller rink's never heard of him. What does the beard say? Will Max, Comrade Mooney, Kira, you're a wizard, Jerry. Redwind, Goose says honk, Naga Viper, Psy Jerry the Cyborg, a normal Jerry. I've just been informed that ReddX cringe sandwiches have 0 calories, and in that case, I'm having seconds. Okay, but don't binge the cringe too much. It might have some unintended effects like inside your brain pots, but I don't know. We're still doing the science on all that. Hunter Jerry, Devourer of all things tasty, and it's Tom, Admiral Tom Tank, Alunia, Amara, Atomic Jerryzilla, Breaker of the Tom Army, AZ, Banished Knight, Babushka's Irradiated Jam, Broken Spine Horseradish, the original different Jerry, that's Cake Jerry, yeah! California Jerry Girl, Canadian Links, Carrot Jerry, God of Veggies, good for your eyes, Cha-cha-cha-chia, Jerry, Chris Meska, Cinnamon Buddy Dog, Tigerian Princess Furry Worry Woo Jerry, Cryptiddies, Cupid Jerry, Defon Jerry, Electrical Fennec, Ghost of Alpha, He Not, HMT Mayor, Holy Berry Jerry, how's your short game, Jerry? Hydra Jerry, Jerry and Tom versus Santa Werebeard Apocalypse, Jerry in a Subaru STI. So specific. Jerry Binks. Jerry Aldo Rivera. Check out the mustache. Jerry Bean. Yum. Jerry Roxas. Yay. Jerry Tidings, dear friends. Jerry Role-Playing Game, a.k.a. Bloody Butterfly Gaming. Judge Jerry and Executioner. King Tom, Smasher of Jerry Zillas. Kittykin, Crafty Kitty Cat, Life of a Guardian, Little Ann Woods, Lucia Lovecraft. Maybe next time, Midnight Sun, Milk Fed, Gimp, Miss Duchess. Not Invisible Angel. I see you. One leg Jerry sings Jingle Bells. Hop up and down. Jingle your bells. Okay, Cam. Ghosty, Raptor Art. She's my Jerry Pie. Go drink a Mountain Dew. What a big surprise. I just love that. Solarian King, Snarry, the Snom Jerry. Spoonie the Rogue, Steambuck Ellie, Terry. AKA the crippling duality of being both a Tom and a Jerry. Can he do that? I don't know if he can do that. Necro Jerry Con. The original Jerry, not the most different Jerry. Maybe to Infinite Jerry and beyond. Definitely. Zestaboo Jerry. Tom Promise Jerry swears. Oh, no bad Jerry. Tom be a good boy. No swears. Just facts. Suicides. Go look it up. And by it, I mean another ReddX video.
I do hope some other people will consider joining up on the Patreon, but I mean, if you can't do it right now, that's okay. You know, you came through, you watched the video. What more could I really ask for you? Except, you know, for you to maybe come back and do the whole thing again tomorrow. That would be pretty nice. But no pressure, you know. In order to join us again, though, you have to keep yourself safe out there. Wash your hands, but also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoy today. Maybe like watching some more ReddX videos. Huh? Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it. I shall see you in the next one. And until then, bye-bye.